Hello everyone, streaming here today, writing a sermon on Acts 17. Just going to try and talk it through. What's the time? 10 past 5. I got just under 90 minutes for this session. Welcome. Okay, so I'm just going to start by writing my prayer. I've already kind of done my exegesis and I've got a bit of a sermon outline here that I've been working on. Really what I'm hoping to do with this talk is I'm preaching at the healing service. I should write this down. Preaching at the healing service. My main focus is actually evangelistic. And I think in the sense that there's people who will be there who are Christians, but these truths, even though they're pitched evangelistically, will be quite comforting. I often find that at the healing service, the sermons that I do that I think are evangelistic, the regulars seem to like the most. Now, what does that mean? Is I don't know, but we'll see how this goes. I want people to know that God isn't distant. God isn't in a special place. God is everywhere. God is near to them, and we can experience. Let's go with experience because I think that's the word that people are going to want. His closeness by repenting. God is near to them. I think God has come near to us. God is coming near again by repenting. Yes. Not living in ignorance. Okay, I think that's what I want to do. And my catchphrase for the night is God's not here, he's near. It rhymes, so it's true. God's not here. What's the catchphrase, guy? Anyway. Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so this is my prayer, which is kind of like I think trying to refocus us on his word while also praying that the things that I'm trying to help people to see become obvious. So you have made yourself known through your Son, the eternal Word. You have made yourself known through your Son, the eternal Word. Whose glory we has been seen. In flesh. Nearness of flesh. We ask now that you would make yourself clearer to us as we look at this passage. Give us eyes to see, ears to hear, and open our knocks. Pray. Amen. Okay, so last time I just launched into it. This is my second talk, so as you can probably see, Acts 17.2. I did a talk on Acts 17 last week, particularly focusing on... What did I focus on? Come on. God's omnipotence. God doesn't need us, we need him, was my thing. So let me just have a look. Where is I want Zen, and I want quotes regarding intimacy. Oh goodness. Quotes about intimacy. Let's go loneliness. Loneliness quotes, good reads. Let's try that. Cleanness. I like this one. Two possibilities exist. Remember that. Jean Paul. I don't know how to say his name. Like a... just love that quote. That's actually hilarious. Where's that from? Is that from a book? Is it from Jane Eyre? Is that what it... It doesn't say that it's from Jane Eyre. Oh, man. Okay, let me just check ChatGPT about this quote. Oh, yeah, there's my issues paper. Let's see. Where does this quote come from? Let's see what it comes up with. Okay. It's not. I'm just not going to bother. Okay. Let's see what we can do. Tonight I want to start by telling you a bit about my personal journey. When I was in high school, I started to develop what at times was crippling anxiety. On the day of the first HSC impacting exam I ever had, 10% maths exam only worth 10%, 5% of my overall mark in maths. I sat at the top of my stairs. Unable to tie my own shoes. Here I was, almost a legal adult, and I couldn't tie my shoes. Because anxiety had frozen me. 3 years later, I found regularly having these feelings. Managed to read how to tie my shoes. I felt the freezing sensation in my body, and to move that unable to stop. Between. There was no in between. Eventually, it became so intense that my GP decided be assessed. Or that's my local hospital. This is a true story, by the way. I drove myself there. I'm not going to include that in here. Whoop, there go my keys. But I did drive myself to the hospital. I don't think I've ever constant inability to move that could only be remedied by moving in a way that made me unable to stop. Like that is how I feel when I'm anxious. I just want to freeze, and if I can't freeze, I just got to race. Oh, I've never said that before. This is therapeutic. This became so intense that my Jesus. In a plain white room with humming neon lights. What do you call these lights? Fluorescent lights. Fluorescent. And the most boring chair imaginable. I Just one door. A double. Nice. The closest person, nurse. This person was a nurse whom I'd never met, whose name I didn't know. 20 meters away, sitting at a desk, busy with work. In that moment, I felt more alone than ever before and ever since. Who's notifying me on Goodreads? Hey, my brother's now my friend. Yeah, I'll approve, Mark. And Josh Hayward. And Jason Kwan. Hey, that's fun. I have no more friend requests. Speaking of being alone. Oh, that's so funny. Kasula. Okay. Shut this. I reckon I can probably cut this out, but we'll see. And ever since. Felt the same. Have you ever felt the same? Get checked out. Crippling anxiety. person was a nurse who I'd never met, whose name I didn't know, 20 metres away, sitting at a desk, busy with work. And in that moment, I felt more alone than ever before and ever since. Sorry, I'm just like practicing how I'm going to say it. Have you ever felt the same? At home, maybe you're here in the cathedral tonight, and even though there are all these people around, the isolation is piercing you in the heart. And even though the promised connection and belonging, at times we all feel so alone, so alone. This passage tonight comforts. God's not here. He's near. Busy with work. True God. All powerful. why not here? Take a look. He's not here. Take a look at verse 24. Verse 24. The law not live in temples built by human hands. Okay. See, unlike all the gods that Greek people worshipped, gods and idols the Greek people worshipped, God didn't live he didn't live in a temple. He's too big. He's too big. Even the Old Testament, where the temple God can't dwell in the temple. What's the verse I'm looking for? No. That's it. 1 Kings 8:27. 8:27. That's the quote. And the book of Kings says this. Even though they built a temple and the glory of the Lord dwelt there, they knew that God could not be contained even to the heavens. See, why I've got to say God's not here. If you've come to the cathedral tonight thinking that you can find God in here, then God's not here. God This cathedral building, it's not the only place to find God. He's everywhere. We often think spiritual buildings gods, and we might be tempted to think the same about this one, but I need to move these books before I move my desk. I'm gonna lift my desk up. Too big. In fact, even in the Old Testament, where God dwells in the temple, the book of 1 Kings says this. What? You're joking me. Holy moly. What did we do? Just got our electricity bill. This seems ridiculous. What? What the heck? Holy moly. How long was this bill for? Please tell me it was 3 months. June to September, 90 days. Oh my goodness. Okay, new version. Oh my goodness. That's very saddening. God's not here, but he's near. That's a that's a Pete Monday hand gesture if I've ever seen one. God's not here, but he's near. Okay. As we look at what we're going to see is that God's not here, but he's near. I'm going to do this. God's not here, he's near. If you remember a couple of weeks ago, I preached on this passage and I looked at God's power, how God doesn't need us. He loves us and wants us, but we need him. Well, tonight we're looking at the same speech Paul gave to these Greek people, these people who worshipped other gods but didn't know the true God. And what this passage teaches us is that God is not only all-powerful, but he's present everywhere. Which is why he's not here. Take a look at verse 24. Now, I need to clarify. God is here, but not here just of this cathedral. You don't need to go to a church building to find God. You don't need to find a special place in nature to find God. Read in Psalm 139. You can go everywhere and anywhere, and God will be there. He is not here. He's not just in churches. But it's not the only place to find God. He's everywhere. We have to think about spiritual buildings containing gods. We might be tempted to think the same thing about this one. But God is not limited to this building. He's everywhere. And now I need to clarify. God is here. God is here. It's not that churches prevent God from coming in. Now I need to clarify. God is here. It's not that the cathedral walls prevent God from coming in, but he's not here just because it's a cathedral. You don't need to go to a church building to find God. And you also don't need to find a special place in nature to find God. Sometimes we're tempted to think that if I just find most serene place find God. Everywhere and anywhere, and God will be there. Okay, now I need to make sure I do the drive. Okay, let's start. Probably should. Whoopsie. Reach the pole, perpendicular. Okay, it's all sorted. Just just farted. That's not what I wanted. Classic. Okay. me to do that? God has made us in. Plan. You can reach out and find him. Not far away. He's everywhere. He's near. No queue. No wait time. No ticket you need to buy. No bus you need to catch. No magic to say. Chicken nuggets, chicken nuggets, chicken nuggets. There's no wait time, no ticket you need to buy, no bus you need to catch, no magic words you need to say, no special drink to swallow. No place to go. God is near and notice wants us to do. See how verse 27 is? God did this. It's not that way by accident. It's part of God's plan. God makes things that we would know him intimately. Biggest point of all of God's plan is him coming close to us, because in Jesus Emmanuel. with us. Is it the type of God is this? Yes. He's the God who comes near. He's God who comes near. What this passage is saying is that if any of us wanted to find God, He is near and He's ready. You can reach out and find Him. He's not far away. He's everywhere. He's near. There's no queue, no wait time, no ticket you need to buy, no bus you need to catch, no magic words you need to say, no special drink to swallow, no place to go. God is near and He wants you to reach out to Him. Because did you notice that reaching out is what God wants us to do? Do you see it in how verse 27 starts? God did this so that. It's not this way by accident. It's part of God's plan. God makes things so that we would know Him and know Him intimately. In fact, the biggest point of all of history and God's plan is Him coming close to us. Because in Jesus, God comes near. One of the names that Jesus gets called in the New Testament is Emmanuel. It's a funny word. I hope there's no one named Emmanuel. Okay, I'm not going to say that. And what Emmanuel means is God with us. God with us. This is who God is. He is the God who comes near, who never leaves us alone. Poo so bad. Stuck in a temple, a shrine, or stuck up in heaven. Oop. goes. Intimacy beyond all intimacy. Anywhere. Reach out. Reach out. Ambiguoso. In the past, God overlooked such ignorance, but now He is that we can't keep on thinking that God is like the idols. Limited to a building. He's limited to a building. That He needs us to go somewhere to find Him. Thinking that way would be to go on in ignorance. Instead, I'll say this. If you're afraid, turning away from life, feel so alone. Is it the life that made you feel so alone? illusion. Moments. There'll be a time to pray. Okay. All right, that's 1,300 words. That'll be about 10 minutes. Okay, I think that's good. Well, here I am with Angus and Naomi, and Bonnie's down here. Oh, you can't see that because of... Whoop! Bonnie's down here. I think Angus is actually pointing to the anterior placenta. Anyway, thanks for joining me. No one, literally 0 views. Check this out. Oh, 0 views. Well, such is life.